Hello, everybody. This is Knight from Relic of Knowledge, and welcome to our fourth episode of the Knowledge of Jellal podcast. I guess
It
today we're
is
going to be
indeed.
talking about the sixth episode of Knowledge of Jellal, The Only Me I Know, as well as episode 7, It Never Rains. I'm your host
Yep,
Knight.
on the count.
And with me today is Jellal.
Hello.
Yeah, he's here.
Yep, I
And
was sick last time again, so sorry about that in advance.
yeah, he was sick last time, so that's why we're doing it double again.
Once
Anyway,
again.
before we get into this, I want you all to give a brief spoiler warning.
What are you doing here? Go watch the episode. Get out of here. Shoot, shoot. Okay,
Yes,
that's it.
and that's directed to everyone who hasn't watched episode 6 and 7. So
Yep.
anyway, with that being said, let's begin with episode 6, The Only Me I Know. So after
Yep.
watching that episode, so Ja'al was actually very close to something he said in our last episode, that the Nemesis mech, as we called it at the time, the zombie mech, was a copy of Chase. Now, Ja'al was kind of close to this with the Chase that we know in the regular Haul-On, as we've seen throughout the beginning, is actually a copy of the OG Chase, and the OG Chase is the Nemesis.
Yep, it was just it was the original battle ready chase that the Union stole. And it's his OG mind, I guess, as well.
He has the original mind in the Nemesis, and a copy is the one we've seen throughout the series,
Yep.
which I thought was very interesting, especially how there's a sequence where they show where Weller explains what happened. It's very interesting how they tie the trailers that they seen, because in the trailers you see this mech that we haven't seen in any capacity at all. We have not seen it in the series so far, and it makes sense as to why, because that was the mech that the Union stole that had the original Chase.
Yep.
Yep, it makes
Everything
sense.
clicks finally.
Everything clicks. Yeah. And yeah, so that's for that. The Nemesis is the OG Chase. And while Dr. Weller is explaining this to Chase, the Union finally makes an attack on the base that the Vanguard is at.
Yep, I called this whatchamacallit, the Fall of Beacon Part 2,
No, you
effectively.
call it the Fall Beacon Round 2.
Round 2, yeah, that's what I called it. Oops.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, but like this is effectively the Fall of Beacon all over again. That once again, Beacon, not Beacon in this case, but once again, the place of our heroes has fallen. So I found that really interesting to see, and I also found it it's again everything falls apart, that kind of thing. You know how it is.
Yeah.
This is where it gets serious.
Yeah. And the base under attack by, I think they call it the Behemoth? Something like that. And
It looked like the thing that whatchamacallit, that attacked them in New York all that time
yeah,
ago.
well, I think it was the exact same thing that attacked them. One of the exact things that attacked them in New York, as well as the Nemesis. And throughout the episode, Chase is fighting the Nemesis. Well, the Genlock team is just fighting every other spider tank and foot soldier and yada yada. And
Blah,
as
blah,
the
blah.
Behemoth's coming close, the colonel orders a weapon that's finally been activated. It was a gigantic laser. Fires on the Behemoth,
Yep.
bringing it down. But when it brings it down, after the Behemoth comes, all of the... I forgot what it's called, the virus or the swarm of the nano technology.
I forgot what it was called too.
What do you call it?
I forgot what it was called too. I said
Yeah, like the swarm of the... If you watch it, like, the purple stuff.
yeah, that OP mist is what I'm calling it, because the fact it is an OP mist. Like
Yeah.
literally, it doesn't seem like there's really any stopping it. It's just it's bad. It's bad. You want to put it in simple terms? It's
Yeah.
bad.
And it covers everyone that's a military personnel in the bay. We don't know if they're dead. It just covers them. So everyone who's military that's not Genlock team is covered. Oh yeah, something we forgot to mention. In that attack, some Union soldiers are trying to get to the Genlock team. Everyone except being Chase. While they are trying
Yep.
to escape to a ship to get the Holons out of there with them, the Union soldiers run into Weller, and Weller blows himself up, killing himself so
Yep.
to buy them some time with a grenade.
Yeah. Very noble of him, and I honestly really like that scene a lot.
Yeah,
Probably a lot more than I should have, but yeah, I liked it a lot. It pains me to see Weller go like that, but it was honestly an awesome death for him. And if he
yeah.
is dead, with under the so thus far we can assume that's
Yeah,
100%
he's
the case.
definitely confirmed. He's definitely dead. And
Dead, dead.
yeah, and your unlock team gets into their dropship and escapes the battle. And when the dust is swarming everyone, and Chase follows.
Yep.
So that's all for episode 6. It was just one gigantic battle, and it was
Next battle.
really great. I love that. That was a great episode, I think.
Yep, I did too.
All right, now for episode 7. It Never Rains. So we begin with the aftermath of the battle, and we see Genlock team. They're touched down somewhere, and they're all just. It begins with actually, I think, what's her name? Valentina playing
Yep, team.
Kazu's guitar and
Yep,
saying that.
and Cosby saying like, "I didn't know you could play. I didn't know."
Yeah, and Valentina saying, I have one of Kazu's memories. That's how I know how to play. And just discussing the mind link for just a little bit. And
Yep,
Chase gets
which would
into.
become important, though.
Yeah, it's kind of important. And then Chase gets into his haul on, and then he keeps hearing the Nemesis voice. And then the Union attacks them, and they go to a different area to keep flying. And while they're being attacked, Chase keeps saying, tells everyone that he hears Nemesis voice. I'm like, you can't hear it. It's on the mind link or servers or whatever it's called. And Cammy puts together that whenever they're in a haul on, that's how the Nemesis is. It's how the Union's tracking them, because they're the Nemesis. They're
That's
all
how
the
they.
same. It's on. Sorry,
It's the same sound,
yeah, it's same server
essentially,
essentially.
which
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. Which makes a lot.
makes a lot of sense. It's the same piece of technology.
Yep.
And oh yeah, so sees this and gets Chase to go back and go inside the ship, and they do that. And there's like, they now what do we do? Because they don't have access to the mechs. Because if they do, the unit will find them, and they have the basis right. So
Yep.
what do they do? And it's mentioned that the Doc is dead. And the Caliban, he just turns online and says Omega Protocol activated, and then Chase password, and Chase just says let the good times roll, and then it's got a
Yep.
message from Dr. Weller, as well as being, it has a copy of Dr. Weller's mind inside of itself, Caliban. But it's basically Dr. Weller without any good jokes or any good wit, and like
Yeah, it's him giving a goodbye message.
yeah, it was him giving his goodbye message and explaining they should go to Artasa, I believe it's pronounced RTASA,
Artasa,
Artasa,
something like that.
and that stands for the Rogue Technologies, Aeronautics, and Space Administration.
Yep, and
It's
it's there that we meet one of Cammy's friends. And it's
we meet some. We'll get to that, but they start to head there, and Artasa is basically the science division of, I'm guessing, the Vanguard or what's left. It's not the Union.
yeah,
And it's like a secret base. So when they get there, they are immediately some like jeeps come out, and they're immediately held at gunpoint. And then Henry, who's one of the scientists from episode 5 that gets released from the prison that the Genlock team raids, is there and explains it and says to soldiers, "Don't shoot them." And he
yeah, good toy.
introduces he introduces them to Dr. Jaw. I forgot I pronounced this. Dr. Jaw,
Yeah, there you go.
who's Dr. Weller's ex-wife and was working with Genlock like in the
But
beginning with
back in its
Dr.
prime
Weller.
stages,
And yeah, before the fall of New York.
the alleged fall of New York, the alleged.
Yeah. We also meet a new character who is kind of like the investor, or I guess financer, of the entire Artasa program, which is Mark Hall- Hallcraft. Hallcraft? Hallcroft.
Okay. Something along those
Yeah,
lines.
Hallcroft.
Whatever.
Who is played by Matt Hullum, who is the CEO of Rooster Teeth and is the voice of Sarge and Doc in Red vs. Blue.
Hmm.
And he lists out every character's, I guess, like not fault, but I guess faults very brutally. But basically, agree that they should fix up the mech and figure out a way to stop to get them to stop the Nemesis from hacking, from listening in to find out where they are, and for either getting the Nemesis back or destroying it.
Like one way or another, they had to end it with that,
Yeah,
and then that was it. If I remember,
yeah, and
yeah,
then
not really a lot.
what'd you say?
I said there's not really a lot like to say beyond beyond that. In all honesty,
Well, there's one thing where Dr. Joss said they're gonna fist up the
hmm.
mechs, and Cammy has the idea of the new designs that she's made, which are
Yep,
pretty interesting to say the least.
yep, for sure.
Yeah, with it being that so we got Chase's mech, who is so all the mechs now are less blocky. They're not blocky at all. They're not like militaristic. And these new
As they were
mechs,
before.
as they were before, so these new mechs, so Chase, they're all more sleeker and they're all more identifiable. Chase's mech has the same sort of color scheme as he had before, and
Which is sweet.
it's just much more sleeker with a new helmet and new wings and new everything. Yats's mech is now, instead of being like yellow and white, it is now yellow. It's like yellow gold with an orange around it. Don't know how to describe colors.
Yeah, she's
And
also got like bunny.
she also got wings, I think, as well.
I'm trying to remember. No, honestly, it's not
Yeah.
coming to me.
And Valentina's mech is a lot sleeker. Is very, but between the other ones, look very skinny. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Where nothing,
Yeah,
it's new head. It's got it looks like kind of like multiple eyes, kind of.
wise. I
And then we have Kazu's mech, which is like a samurai shogun kind of thing. And he says it's apparently from some manga, which I'm guessing is like a manga in Genlock universe, in the universe of Genlock, called Robo Shogun.
Yep, I've never heard of it, so yeah.
And then Kimmy made her mech that just looks like a bunny and says "It me."
Which is just so cute. There's a reason I love Cammy so much, and that's why. There's
Yeah. And Chase gets a new.
Cammy.
Yeah, and Chase gets a new.
He has like a new suit.
He gets the Genlock armor, I guess, for his hologram.
Yep, which looked really
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he does with that.
Yeah. Just a cool new design. So yeah, that was those two episodes. So what do you think, Jaw?
In all honesty, I'd say the show, like, I can't really say it's come a long way because we just got started with it, but it really has come a long way from the first time I saw it. Um, like it's nice to see how it's come so far. And in all honesty, I think it definitely has a lot of potential with it, and I think I'm really going to enjoy the series for what it's going to be, if that makes any kind of sense.
I agree with you on that. There's one thing that since this is the seventh episode, and the next episode is gonna be the season finale, we have got
Yeah,
no motivation for why the Union is attacking. Besides, they're the bad guys and they want to just take over everything.
you're not wrong.
I would like to know why they wanted to attack. I get they're like the rebels or something. They're rebelling against like government or something like that. But we got
Yeah,
no
what's the
information as to
reason for
why
it?
they're doing it or anything
In all
besides.
honesty, like something I'll give Rooster Teeth a lot of credit for. They know, like I don't want to say like how to string you along, but they know how to make a story so that way you'll always be left saying, "Well, why is this the thing?" And
Is
basically, it's like, yeah,
is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because like they string you
that's a
along,
really good thing.
right?
It's like in terms of this show, it's a really really good thing. Like it's like kind of like what they did with Salem. They didn't tell us about Salem. We were kind of left thinking like, who's the higher power in all of this?
Mm,
Like, is it just Cinder being the boss, or where did she get her powers from? Because Volume 3, that definitely became a question.
yeah,
Um, so I was saying like it's kind of like what they did with that, and it's nice to see if
yeah.
that makes any kind of sense.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you
All right,
as
something I
well.
said.
I agree. With you. I agree with you kind of on that. But I still want to know as to like I guess we get to the answer in maybe season 2 or episode 8 somehow. Why the Union is the way I guess it
That
is.
is
Like
why the Union is the Union. Why
yeah,
the
why the Union is Union? We know why the Vanguard. The Vanguard is what's left of I guess the army or government. But the Union
Yep.
is people want to join it. Why do people want to join the Union? What's different between the Union and the Vanguard?
Well, let me ask you a question. Why did people want to join Salem?
That's different. Different show. Get back on topic.
Still, I'm just
They
saying,
want a
same
power or
concept.
something, but the Union. This is different.
Exactly. It's all about the power at the end of the day, man. They want like the union must have something people want that gets people to join them. It's
Mm,
not just like, oh, we have a good cause we're fighting for. That's why you should fight for us.
yeah, but it's
There's
interesting.
always some kind of
Yeah,
power.
but it's also something that they so they want to get back the Nemesis tech, but
Yeah.
as I don't think they've noticed. So whenever they were cutting in the previous episodes, whenever they were cutting to like the group of all the Holons like on display,
Yeah.
and when they're at the military base, they showed all 5 of the Holons being Chases, Yaz's, Valentina's, Cammy's, Kazu, I can't count, I mean 6, and
I can't
Sinclair's.
count.
And Sinclair's mech. And since they just loaded up the 5 main ones, and the Union has Nemesis, do you think the Union now also has Sinclair's mech since they have the base?
That would make a lot of sense if they do, in all honesty. And I'm willing to bet that is the direction they're going with this, which is interesting. I'm definitely going to say it's interesting.
Yeah, because if they take down the Nemesis mech, or like destroy it, or whatever to do to that mech, they don't have that mech, the Union still has Sinclair's mech because they have control of the base. We assume they have control of the base, sir, since everyone else is in that mist. And
I'm
just
not
like,
gonna lie, I never thought about it like that.
and
No.
just not to get a little sidetracked from this, but you also think that Miranda, Leon, Jody, the rest of them, do you think that they are dead, or think just been taken prisoner, or what?
I'm hoping they were just taken prisoner, but usually when I hope things like that, usually those people end up dead. So I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up or get my dreams shattered or anything like that. I
I
don't want to. I don't want to have another Pyrrha happen.
I don't think they're dead because that become like half the cast of the show.
I mean, they did that for Infinity War, so who knows? We'll still do that for this one.
Different people, but
So what? Who knows at this point what they're gonna do with this? Are they gonna pull an Infinity War? Who knows?
yeah, but yes, it's really interesting how if you think about it, Ruby, it took like up to 3 volumes to develop the world for what it was, and then do a follow beacon. Here they did this in episode 6 of it, the fall of the base.
Yeah, like the only thing that they didn't entirely hit with this fall was the honestly, like how did this hit you on an emotional level, might I ask?
Not really at all. It's just a thing that they should get it. I don't want anyone to die. The besides Weller's death, which is more not really for me of an emotion I had. It was more of like a shock.
Like, and it's also because the fact we know him as the Doctor as well. It's kind of like
Yeah,
seeing
so
him
mainly
die.
just a shock of like seeing David Tennant as a character who dies, which is rare. And I don't
Yeah.
really, whenever I see him on a show, I don't really see him die. But it's mainly a shock. There's really no emotion that like the Follow Beacon when I watched it. I didn't want any of the characters to die because I was invested in them. These ones are like, okay, I want to see where this is going, but I didn't really care for any of the side characters except the main ones.
Yeah. So then, because of that, there's that complication.
Yeah. But anyway, going back
Yeah. I mean,
to well,
it would have worked better if Dave Tennant would have done his famous line of "I don't want to go." That would have worked so well in this scenario.
no, I think his whatever he said at the end was fitting. But anyway, since now he is the Caliban, which is basically him just trying to be the Doctor, just with very bad jokes.
Just, yep.
Yeah, like when they're all.
We're gonna go on all night, boys.
A primary, other than which I found like really funny was when they're all looking at the Artasa base and it's like maybe it's like there's some things like look like suspicious I guess to them, like maybe just like maybe they're hidden or something because it doesn't look like much. And Caliban says, or maybe or maybe I gave you guys the wrong coordinates or something, which I didn't because I have the right ones, or something along those lines. I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Also, Chase's whole pizza guy routine. Also.
Yeah, Chase. Someone order a pizza to the secret base.
Is like we were told to bring this to a secret base, and this is
Yeah,
definitely it.
and he's definitely from New York. Like, order a pizza.
Yeah. I love Chase's character.
Yeah, Chase's character is just it's a besides
It grows on you.
it grows. I'm really curious about this. The since he's not the original uh Chase, and since the Nemesis Chase is in the Nemesis is onto. You know how they do the mind link. So do
Yeah.
you think the Nemesis is able to mind link with any other people besides just the voices for Chase, but like see into people's memories or something?
I mean, suggesting that we got that guitar scene at the beginning, definitely it's a possibility. Like, I don't know. It's like it's a weird thing to think about, in all honesty, but I'm thinking it's a definite maybe.
Yeah.
Like, if they can share minds, and because of that, they're able to access their memories within that mindset.
Hmm.
It isn't exactly that far fetched to say they could also like see each other's memories if they can access the mindset.
Yeah.
I've
So,
heard a lot more far fetched things than that for sure.
so those are those two episodes. So this is gonna be so the next episode is the season finale for Genlock, and I guess our knowledge of Genlock's series.
Until it comes back.
So what do you think is gonna happen in the next episode? Like,
I don't know, in all honesty. Like, I don't see them like landing any kind of a blow to the Union anytime soon.
yeah, I really don't see them in the next episode. Them retaking the base.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Yeah, because they just got new designs for the mechs. I really don't see them just retaking the base anytime soon.
Yeah,
As
but
well
then
as
that begs the question of what are they gonna do?
I also feel like the Nemesis. It feels like there's so much more that can be done than just one episode of the Nemesis. I really don't want them to kill the Nemesis, like destroy the Nemesis or whatever they can do with the Nemesis, like kill it or anything. For this, I want it to be exist for like maybe season 2 because it seems like an interesting thing, an interesting
It
villain.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it does, but I'm hoping that they at the very least do some kind of damage to it. Like if they can
Yeah,
do any kind of damage to it, then I'll be happy. I'll be fine with that. But I need to see them do some kind of damage to
like
it
it's very
first.
more interesting to me to see Chase versus Nemesis Chase than just Genlock team versus the Union,
Hmm.
because that's just like its motivation. We know we can tell easily tell why uh,
Why it's a
the
thing.
Nemesis chase kind of works for the Union now and wants to kill the copy of Chase because it's a copy of
Yep.
himself. I'm much more invested
Uh,
in that.
yep.
And it's interesting because the whole entire series, this has been like average, like 22, 24 half an hour episodes. And usually, like in Ruby, it was usually like double the average of the length of an episode or something like that for like the season finale.
Yeah.
So for this, you think it's gonna be an hour finale?
I honestly don't see it. It could mainly be because of the fact, like, it's not Ruby. It doesn't have that kind of build up yet.
Yeah, but it's really,
But I definitely do get that build up.
but what
So
build up have they built up besides in like the in the second episode season finale? Besides um the just the Nemesis mech, what else have they built up? They haven't mentioned retaking the base. They just mentioned getting back and disconnecting the Nemesis mech from the network. There's really no build up. Like in
you're right about that.
yeah, there's really nothing they've built up to. They haven't like mentioned last episode you're gonna try and retake the base or anything. So I don't know. Hopefully, it's definitely gonna be good. I think Genlock definitely been a series
Genlock
that
has never disappointed yet.
not
That's
not
how I.
not disappointed yet. So I
Yep.
think we should
So
wrap this up. There's really nothing more to say.
yeah. Besides, just this was really good, and we're hoping for a good finale this time around, and hoping for an even better season 2 when it comes.
Yeah. And anyway, so this has been a Night and Ja'al from Relic of Knowledge. And this has been the fourth episode of our Knowledge of Genlock podcast.
And it's
Don't
the end of the podcast as well
yeah,
for now.
yep, no, not for for this episode. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow us on our Ruby Amino. I mean, our Genlock Amino and our Ruby Amino if you want to see us on our Ruby stuff. And that'll be in the
Yep.
description
And
below. And you can follow us on Twitter at Relic Knowledge.
one more thing,
Yeah.
because this is going to be a thing I'm going to do relatively soon. I'm also going to be making a DA account for the crew. I used to have one, but then I just forgot the password to it. I'm going to make
DA.
one. Yep. Stands for Deviant Art.
So I guess we're gonna have an account in that managed by Jall. Okay.
Yep. Pretty much. So just check that out.
All right. So this has been Knight and Jall signing off.
Later days, guys.